Hello, everyone. My name is Louis Scicli, and I want to welcome you to the show. Our show will cover local news, local events, and politics. Please look for news shows every week on our website and Facebook page. We want to thank everyone for your ongoing support, and we hope you enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. My name is Louis Scicli, and we're in the studio today with Pastor Phil Stevens from Windfall Baptist Church. Pastor Phil Stevens is running for the Rustburg District School Board. We had him in a previous podcast last week. We did one.
It was last Thursday.
Last Thursday we did one. He was talking about running for this position and what he's doing and why he's doing it. So as I did last week, I'm going to let him start and talk to you about his campaign and what he's doing. Good morning.
Hey, thank you very much for inviting me again. I appreciate that. We got involved, at least I got involved because, and the reason, by the way, I want to make this clear is that I am technically a write-in candidate. And write-in simply means that I'm not on the ballot, and the reason that I'm not literally on the ballot is because in order to get on the ballot, you have to have had paperwork done and completed last March. And so I was not even thinking about being on the school board last March. And the reason that I'm thinking about it now, and the reason that I want it bad now, is just because of all of the recent developments that have been taking place within our schools, the issues that are not being dealt with, I don't believe, by our current school board. And so therefore, I'm literally in this for maybe 2 months now, maybe working on 3. But so when you vote, you have to, we actually printed this beautiful thing out. Look at
Absolutely. Let's get it up close this time. I noticed last time. Let me see if I can stretch it a little bit more.
Go gadget arm.
All right.
Yeah, so you have to do this, you have to fill in that block, the write-in block, fully and completely, and then you can write Phil Stevens in the line there, and that is a successful vote. So
Absolutely. Very important that they fill out that block completely.
Yes.
And don't forget to write the name in.
Yes.
Because like he said, if it's just a block filled in, he doesn't get the credit for the vote.
Yes.
It's got to have the name in there too. Now, the way they need to write your name, I know we talked about that last time. I'll go ahead and tell everyone how to write your name.
So I actually talked to the registrar, and they said that they would accept Phil Stevens, Philip Stevens, or anything like that. But they said pretty much as long as it's pretty close, you're going to be okay. So don't stress on the making sure that you get it right. But if you want to get it right, it's just Phil Stevens, Phil, and then Stevens, Stevens. I told you that Virginia was going to get on to me last Thursday because she writes a PH on hers.
Oh, okay.
And she did.
Oh, no kidding. I got you.
But it's a V, Stevens with a V.
Okay.
And that's how you successfully vote. And last week I talked about some of the reasons why I was getting into it in the first place. And it's mainly to take a stand against things like the CRT. It's just taking a stand against transgender bathrooms. And then, I don't know if you saw the news recently, but McAuliffe, who is running for governor currently, he was quoted as saying that parents should not have a say in how the schools are teaching our children. Did you hear this quote?
I have not heard it.
Just a very recent one, like literally a day or two ago, he said this, and I absolutely think that is horrendous.
That's the kind of stuff we're dealing with.
To say that parents should have no decision in what the schools are teaching is just insane to me.
We deal with stuff like that. It seems like every day it's the norm to hear crazy talk and the things that we're dealing with. It's insane.
The school board currently has not taken any particular stand. At least they have not specifically or officially voted on anything, which makes me wonder, I wonder how much has to go by before they actually do take a stand on something.
A lot's been going by already. They haven't taken a stand on anything.
And for nothing. So what is it, or will they ever take a stand on anything? So for the worst case scenario, let's assume that McAuliffe becomes the governor and he just continues to press his agenda. Is our school board just going to continue to rubber stamp everything just because it came from Richmond? Or
I think unless we make changes in those positions like you and I, it may very well be just a rubber stamp from now on.
It's exactly right, because they're just going to say, "Oh, well, Richmond told us to do it, and that's what we're supposed to do."
And that's what we're seeing now, it seems. I mean, when they don't even interact with you in these meetings, in these board meetings, answer questions, they'll just sit there and next. We know something's wrong. Remember last time we did the podcast, I mentioned, I honestly think there's a gag order on them.
Yeah.
It might be. It really might be.
It's really just, I don't know how you sit there and just do nothing. You have the opportunity, you have ability, you have the power essentially to go ahead, vote, send a message to say we're not going to do this, and yet they do absolutely nothing. It's business as usual.
And we voted for these people.
Right.
They're doing nothing. When they don't do anything sitting in that seat, they're doing nothing for us at all, right. And we voted for them. That's not fair. I mean, we vote for people that we believe are going to do a good job and work for the citizens and communities and help the kids and all those things and above.
Well, one of the things I appreciate about this podcast, and thank you for bringing me into, but I was just reading that most people, and this is a statistic that I saw, I guess anything's true if it's on the internet, but it was only 15 to 20% of people even vote for school board members.
Right. It is very, very, very
They don't
low.
even know, and it could be one of the most important seats, literally on a local level that you could have.
Yep. I hear it all the time. I mean, I hear a lot of times when people go to the polls to vote, they're like, when you tell them, hey, you're voting on the school board, well, really? It's like, they don't know. We got to get. That's why we do these podcasts, to get the message out there, how important it is to go out and vote, especially like you said for the school board.
Right.
And we're going to keep pushing it all the way up to election day.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's early voting going on now,
right.
So you can go out and vote now. But we're going to keep pushing it all the way up till voting day, and hopefully make a difference. Like I mentioned before, if you don't get up and go out and vote, I always watch how I say this. It's not our fault because we're trying to get into the seats and make a difference for you all.
Right.
But if you don't go out and vote and something happens and people get in there that are in there in certain positions, whose fault is it? I don't want to point fingers, but it's not us.
Right.
So please, everyone, take the time to get up and go out and vote and do some research on the candidates. I don't ask anybody to vote for me as delegate just to vote for me. I got a lot of friends in this town, a lot of friends, because I've lived here my whole life. I grew up in Lynchburg and 50 years in Virginia. I'm not plugging, by the way. But my point is, I know a lot of people, so I know a lot of my friends and everybody are going to vote for me because they know me and they know my character. But there's a lot of people that don't know me, don't know who I am, don't know my name. Just like yourself, I mean, you're a pastor. A lot of people know you from the church and from the community. But for those of you who don't know us, research us. We invite you to do that. I want you to look up my background, look at the Facebook, ask my friend, talk to everybody, ask about me. Same thing with you. Because you know why? You're only going to hear good stuff. There's a lot of other people out there. Well, maybe not. There's a lot of other people out there, though, that will never say that. And I can tell you, my opponent will never say that, and that's all I'm going to leave that there. I'm sorry I had to throw it in there. But anyway, do your research, please. Yeah. Go out, look, talk to people, do your research, and vote. We got to have these votes. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
So, and overall, the amount of people that are registered to vote and the amount of people that go out and vote, it should be way higher than that, especially in today's time. Yeah. Because in today's time, we need these votes more now, like I said before, than ever. More now than ever. Yeah. To make a difference, you got to get people in these seats and these positions that can actually make a difference, that are going to work for you and not be a puppet. Because I can tell you, we're not going to be a puppet. And it seems like that's what, not all of them are like that. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good people in these seats.
The guy who is currently the one that I am running against, he won his last election by, I think it was like 100 votes.
Yeah.
I mean, the narrowest of margins. That's
Very.
Every single vote absolutely counts.
People don't realize that. A lot of people will say, well, I'm not going to go vote. Well, I guess one vote. But you're saying that, and another person's saying that, and another one. 100 votes is that's nothing, and they just barely beat the person.
Barely did it.
And it's all because the people didn't want to get up and go out and vote. Mm-hmm. And if you're not registered, can people still register to vote?
Yeah, I believe it's all the way up until the first week of October. I need to check that, but it's somewhere in October.
If you're not registered to vote, get registered to vote. You can go online, and I'll even put it on the website, my Facebook page, and a link. You can go on there and register to vote, because you definitely need to register to vote and really go out and vote for us.
Yeah.
Okay, and do your research. We ask you to do the research. It's very important.
Absolutely.
We're not going to blindly say, hey, just vote for me because you know me and you like me. No, do the research.
I mean,
because if you know and like us anyway, you're going to vote for it. Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah. So we need to make sure that we keep telling you about the write-in, because, again, you're going to go in there and you're not going to see his name on the ballot. And you're
it's
going
on
to
the
be
back.
It's on the back?
You got to turn it around.
Okay, that's good you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ann told me about that. That's right. You got to flip it over. And
I was looking for my own.
See?
And I thought, well, maybe it's on the back. I mean, that's the kind of thing. So if you're not
on
looking,
the back.
Yeah, you got to turn that ballot over. You'll see it out there at the bottom. It's the very last thing that you'll vote for.
And it's funny because mine's on the front of the ballot for the delegates, but I'm the last one in the three opponents, me and two other people. I'm the last one because I'm running as an independent. They put me on the last spot, but it's on the front side. But thank God you brought that up. Very, very important, because you know what? A lot of people might have went in there and go, I don't see it, and then
I could have been, if I wasn't voting for myself.
That's right.
I don't know that I was looking.
That's important. Why do they have it on the back?
I have no idea. I think there was another thing to vote for before me. So there was like two things to vote for on the back of the ballot. So
Okay.
why couldn't they have made everything a little smaller? So that
they could have. Everyone makes everything complicated, and that alone could actually, if people don't know, it's a big problem. So now, at least our viewers on our podcast are going to know. Flip it over, and it's on the back. Write it in. Write it in print.
Yes.
I mean, well, first off, I don't even know if kids or a lot of people don't even take cursive no more.
No, that's true.
And I brought up cursive to some young people. And I'm like, what's that? Yeah. They don't even teach cursive anymore in school. I'm like, what? Right. So print it clearly on the back, and don't scribble it, because we want to make sure his name is on that ballot and that little block is filled in completely. Mm-hmm. So other than that part, we keep hammering it home about getting up and going out and vote. Please help us out, because we're going to help you. We're going to help the citizens in the community and our kids. We need it more now than ever, because I keep seeing stuff on the news and what's going on in these schools and hearing it around town, because we do meet a lot of people. They're frustrated. A lot of these people are frustrated.
I know that if you're listening, maybe you might think that we're over-exaggerating some of these things. What I would challenge you to do, the next school meeting is in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to listen to see if they still have it at the Rustburg High School. They had it at the auditorium last time, and they had to, because there were so many people.
I heard about it, yeah.
But this is what I would challenge you to do. If you think that I'm joking or overstating, go to one of these meetings. You can actually go on their website, and you can see the entire the last meeting where Ann Parker, she is running in the Timberlake
district. Yep, Timberlake.
Yeah, she's running in that one. I'm running in the Rustburg, but she spoke. I got to speak, and 11 other parents got to speak. If you think that we are exaggerating about them not answering our questions or any of those things,
please
watch the video. Literally, it's the whole thing. I think it's uncut pretty much. Just watch the video. There is no interaction. There's no answering of questions. There's nothing, and nothing gets done. Zero.
That's why I asked. I'm almost thinking that they're not allowed to answer questions or talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. They're there just to ride out that clock, let the people have their 3 minutes, and then push the little sound thing to let you know time's up. Next person. Mm-hmm. That's not what it's supposed to be about. These people, they're supposed to be working for us, and it's not happening. So, and if you got time, go to the next. When is the next school board meeting? Do you know when it is?
Right now, not off the top. I want to say it's like the second Monday of October.
We'll get it posted on when it is. Show up to the meeting. If you show up to the meeting, then you'll firsthand get a look at what's going on. And then you'll know why we say how important it is to get people like us in these positions and vote for us to get us in there, because it's really disturbing. Absolutely.
Dean Monroe, if you live in the Brook Neal district, Dean Monroe is running down there. He is also writing as a write-in candidate.
Yes.
I just got to hear him speak. He's a good man.
He's is a really good man. I've met Dean many times, and I can tell you, every time I've met him and sat down with Dean, He's a straight shooter. He's careful on how he words things because he doesn't like have to sit there.
Smarter than me.
He don't wing anything. If he don't know the answer to something, I can tell you he's not going to wing it, which is good. I like people like that. I would rather someone tell me, I don't know, Louis, let me get back to you on that. I'll have to check it out. Than to someone just wing it and give you something you find out later it wasn't even halfway correct.
Yeah.
He's the type of person. He's a very soft-spoken, but he's a smart guy. He's a smart man, and he does talk to you and thinks about how he answers things, but he's a great guy for this position, and that's why we're pushing for him.
Very successful business owner down there in the Brookneal area.
Everyone likes him that I've met has said all positive things about Dean. I went down and met with him, and, for me, when running for delegate, I went down and we met down at one of the convenience stores that he owns, and we sat down. He's just a down-to-earth guy. He's so down to earth. And we sat there and he says, let's grab a hot dog for lunch. And we ate some hot dogs and sat there and talked to him for a long time. Very intelligent man. Yeah. Businessman, very intelligent. He does, I can tell you he would be great for that position, and that's why we're pushing for him. Yeah. And he's going to be a write-in as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
and one of the things he said that I kind of share with him is, and the reason he's a writing is a lot of the same reason that I am, because the issues that we are facing today didn't really exist so much back in March. But he said, I really didn't want to run for this. I mean, I really didn't want to, but he goes, I'm looking around and nobody else is doing it. And I just felt like somebody needed to step up and get out there and do. He's like, who else is doing this? I might as well. And that's why. And I applaud him.
Absolutely. Because he's got a lot on his table with his businesses and stuff. And for someone like that to step away and say, you know what, I'm going to try to make a difference and go in there and do what I can do to help. I applaud him because there's a lot of people out there that own businesses. The first thing they'll say is, I don't have time. I got a business to run. When in the meantime, everything around us is going bad.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah. So at least he's sitting back and saying, I'm gonna try to help out and do whatever I can do to help out. And that's the way I feel about me running. I've never been in politics, but I've seen what's going on around me, and I was like, it's got to stop. It's got to stop, and we got to fix it. Same thing with you. You got a lot going on. I mean,
a couple things.
A couple things. But the thing is, you got a lot going on, and you've actually done the same thing, taking the time to go out and do this, run for these positions to make a difference.
Yeah, I've never run for dog catcher before. So
no, I mean, me neither.
This is a big deal.
It's a big deal. But the good news is, if we get in these positions, we will make a change for the better, and people are going to look back and go, my God, thank God I voted for those guys. Right. Now look at what we got versus what we had.
If you think it's bad now, it's not going to get better, especially if you just continue to sweep it under the rug.
It's going to get so bad if we don't do something. Yeah, it's going to get real bad if we don't make changes. Because it's on that trend now. Like you said, if all that happened since March and what's going on now, you give it a year and watch what could go bad and what things are going to come out and be forced on us and our kids and the schools. And
if you think the current liberal governor is bad, can you imagine if we get the next one?
Oh my gosh! I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. We just got to pray that don't happen, and let's pray that people are going to, stand up and say, you know what, my vote does count. I'm going to make it count. I'm going to make my vote count, and they're going to go in and vote. Yeah. And I'm sorry I keep rambling on about that. No. And I know you think, man, you're just pushing. We have to at this point. We have to push. And I don't mean to be aggressive with it, but they don't. I don't understand it.
Unless there's a presidential thing, it doesn't seem like they go out. And I know in Virginia you vote every single year. I get that, but
people don't realize that the local level's where it all starts. Right. If we don't get the right people in the local level, because it goes uphill from there. Right. You know what I mean? If you don't get the right people on the local level, then everything on past that, it's just going to keep worse and worse and worse, filtered up. Right. We got to start on the local level, get what we got to get done here, make the changes that we need to make for our schools, our communities, and our citizens. Work for them. We need to work. We need to start working for the people instead of always worrying about everybody else and everybody in your ear. Do this, no. We need to work for the people. Amen. Okay, so we plan on doing that. Huh?
That'll preach.
What? Yeah. Okay, good. I enjoy having Pastor Phil because we actually laugh and have a good time. sometimes I got to be serious, and everybody's like, Louis, you joke around too much. Well, you know what? You got to have fun sometimes.
Who says that?
I've had a few people.
Oh, well, never mind.
I've had a few people say, man, you're running for delegate and you're up there joking. Well, you know what? I can joke, but I can also be serious, and I can get things done when it needs to get done, just like you.
Right.
But I'd rather be happy, fun, and enjoying life instead of being down and just like everything's bad. It is bad. We see it around us, but it's going to get better. And I really believe in my heart that it's going to get better. Somehow, some way, it's going to get better. So,
I agree.
Do you have any now emails? Did you get any emails at all? We asked everybody. Email us, call us if you got any concerns, questions. I got a few emails, but they weren't related to us saying that. But
no, I don't think I did.
Okay.
Y'all need to send Pastor Phil at Windfall Baptist, and that's Windfall, WINFALL, Baptist.com. Sometimes they throw a D in there, Windfall.
That's probably, that could be a problem.
And that could have
They'll
been
be kicking it back.
So so Windfall, so it's Pastor Phil, PASTOR, PHIL at Windfall, WINFALL, Baptist, BAPTIST.com.
And I'll put a link. I can probably put a link on our podcast on the YouTube and put a link on there to where they can click on it and just email you directly from there.
That'd be perfect. Yeah.
We need your feedback.
Yeah.
We need people to write us and tell us what your concerns are. Tell us what you want us to do if we get in these positions. I say when we get in these positions. I'm not saying if anymore. When we get in these positions, what we can do to help you. We can't answer them all because, sometimes, I've gotten some emails on other issues, but like one after another. But we'll try to answer them for you and give you some answers on your emails. But I'll put a link on there.
Well,
and hopefully
I promise to do the opposite of what the current board is doing,
Perfect.
which is let's not answer any questions.
Yes.
That's the point of me running, so that I can help answer questions and get things going in the right direction.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Most definitely.
For me running. So yes,
and the thing is,
I invite it.
And again, I'm open. I'm a person you can walk up to anywhere and just start talking to. I'm very approachable. I like talking to people. I talk to people every day in my business. And there are people that get in these positions where they think, oh, I'm in this position. Don't talk to me. Email me if you want to get a hold of me, or call my secretary. I'm not like that.
Get my people to call my
Yeah, get my people. Yeah, call my people if you want to. No.
I'm not cool enough to have people.
Not me either. I don't want any people. So we don't have people.
No, it's just me.
But it's just us. But the thing is, you can get a hold of us, which is a good thing. It's not like you're going to leave us a message and you have 15 people calling you back. Well, what did you want to talk to Pastor Phil Stevens about? No. What is this about? No. Mine's not going to be like that. Even if I do get someone to help me with things, I'll be getting messages or answering the phone myself, and I will follow up and talk to people. I know for a fact there's people in our positions that we're running for already. Mine is delegate and yours is school board. They won't answer your calls. They won't take your calls, and they won't answer an email. Now, my question is this. What are they there for? That we elected these people, but you can't reach them. You can't talk to them. You can't ask them questions. What are they doing?
That's a great question.
Why did they take the position if that's what they want to do? If you don't want to be approached, and you don't want to talk to you, and you need security around you and people blocking people, be a celebrity. You know what I mean? Get the paparazzi chasing you around. We're not in these positions for that. We're in these positions to work with everybody. But these other people that are in these positions act like they're some highfalutin celebrity.
Did you know that most don't even run opposed? Like the reason they got there was just because there was nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
And so they just decided, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and do it.
But the sad thing is, when they get in there, because I know a person that I'm not going to say a name. He got in this position that I'm running for, and I've had people say, oh, my gosh. But the thing is, okay, he's in it. Great. He's worked in it, done as much as he can do or not done. It's time for change. We need someone in there that's going to really work hard and do the right thing for the people and do the right thing for the communities and be an honest person.
Right.
Because I can tell you, I know you're an honest person and I'm an honest person. You need honest people in these positions, because politicians in general, I don't even consider myself a politician at all. But let's say they label us a politician because of the positions, okay? Politics. We're honest people. And there's a lot of them that are not. So I can assure you that we're going to do the right thing every single time for the right reasons and not for self-gain. We need to be in these positions to get it accomplished, things that you need. So, and again, I could ramble on, but I won't.
I imagine, most people, when it's just the aura that I think politicians have. They could be listening to us right now and they're thinking, I wonder what their ulterior motive is.
I
wonder what is it in for them? And honestly,
that's because they think crooked.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right? These people, I mean.
I don't know any other way to say it except for the only reason that I am in this is to help my community. I love my community. My kids are in these schools. It is the future. And somebody has to stand up for these kids. They've got to stand up for these parents. If the school board was doing what they were supposed to be doing, I would be more than happy to applaud them. I would support them in any way I possibly could. Yeah. I have emailed the principals of those schools and asked them if there was anything that our church could do for them. So, I mean, this isn't just a fly-by-night kind of thing. If they were doing what they would do, I would do everything I could to support them, but they're not, which is why I'm running.
Absolutely. And getting back to these other politicians that's looking at us and going, what are they up to? I'm going to throw this out there. I'm not going to throw a name because I never put names out there. There's somebody that's running against me as a Democrat, okay? And again, I don't know this man, never met him, da-da-da-da-da. He brags about the fact, and he brought my name up. It's the only reason I'm bringing it up. He brought my name up in an article or something that was out there that he has more campaign funds than me and the person that I'm running against here locally is the local guy, okay? He was bragging about how much money he raised, which is a lot. He raised 170-some thousand, okay?
Wow.
Okay, I got $1,500 in my campaign fund that I put in. I'm not out campaign funding. I'm not trying to get people to give me money because it's not about the money. If anything, I looked at that and I would say, why would he post that? If I was a citizen or as someone in the community, I would look at that and go, that means you're only about the money. You're bragging about how much money you raise. Who cares?
Right.
I would rather someone like me get into this position with no money from the public and campaigning than someone that raised $170,000 and blasts a bunch of ads and blasts his opponent, which he did. Not me, but the other opponent he blasts. I'm not like that. Honestly, I'm not broke. I could have put my own money in this and gave him a run for his money, so to speak. I could have really did that, but I'm not going to do that. I planned this whole campaign, and I know you're in it for the right reasons too, not about the money, but I plan my campaign to run it as low amount of money as possible because it's not about the money.
Right.
And I see these other people, and that's all they worry about. Oh, we got to do a fundraiser. We got to do a fundraiser. Let's go get some more money. Why? Why do you need all that money? Do the right thing. Go out and meet people like we're doing it. Shake hands. Go to meetings. Go to events. Grassroots, they say, right? Mm-hmm. Do it that way. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Yeah. Because if you go out and you're collecting all this money from all these people, you're in it for the wrong reasons. I can assure you.
One of the things I think is interesting, I guess they call it a campaign.
Yeah.
How about that? It's kind of weird to even say, but we've only spent money pretty much on signs.
That's it.
The biggest thing that I have seen so far up to this point is the message is bigger than probably any dollar amount I could ever raise.
Absolutely.
The message of let's get things done, let's stand against this liberalness that is being pushed on us, that is
way bigger
than any dollar I could have ever raised.
Absolutely.
And people are calling me and they said, oh, are you that Phil Stevens guy running for school board? Well, yes, I am. I hope you win because we need somebody in there who will stand up for
Absolutely.
That's more than any dollar we could ever raise.
I get a better, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm more grateful to people that actually know me, that will vote for me, but not because of their money. Mm-hmm. I've had people say, hey, you need some money. I put some money in your campaign. I really don't need it. Everyone needs money. I've spent my own money. There's little things like I said, yard signs, T-shirts, flyers. Okay, that's great. But I don't need, little things like that. But I don't need people throwing, $50,000, $20,000, $100,000 at me. Would it be nice to have that? Yeah, but I'm not taking it. I don't need it. I mean, I'm not going to spend it all. What do they do with the money, by the way, at the end of the campaign?
I was going to ask, but I didn't know if that was a dumb question.
No, I'm wondering because if you got $175,000
and you only spend 50,
yeah, where's the rest of it go?
Yeah.
Do you give it back to the people?
I don't think they get it back.
What do they? Did they get to keep it? I mean, these people get to keep. No wonder they're raising funds like crazy. They win either way. Yeah. I win the election, or I get $175,000. I mean,
I'd love to know what happens to that.
I'm going to find that out. Please. I need to find that out because I don't think it would be fair if it just stays in there and they keep it.
Somebody gave it so that you could run a campaign.
Yes, not for
so
you.
That you could, get a new car.
I'm going to find that out, though. That's a good one. I am going to check on that. Okay, so, all right, we're at our 30-minute mark, and we're going to try to keep these at 30 minutes or less. So do you got anything else you want to hit on?
No, just to reiterate.
Yes. Let's get that thing close. I'm going to, long arms there.
Phil Stevens, write-in candidate, Rustburg District. It's on the back side of that ballot that you receive, and fill it in completely.
Most definitely.
And then Phil Stevens, Phil. Stevens with a V.
And when you get to the polls, my name's Louis Scicli, and if you look at there's 3 of us on there, a Republican, Democrat, and Independent. I'm the last one on there, unfortunately, on the bottom, but that's okay. It's okay. Please do it the same way. Mine, just fill in that box. My name's printed on there, but you just need to fill in that box and make sure it's filling in completely, really full. So, all right, everyone. So again, we're gonna keep doing these all the way up to election, and then after election, we're still gonna do them. Wouldn't you think that'd be smart to do? Even if you get the positions, I get the positions, we still talk to the public, let them know what's going on at that point. Then you're going to get the inside scoop on what we're doing and what we're working on to improve in our schools and keep you informed. That's the biggest thing also. I know I'm going over on time, but here's the thing. There's transparency is a big thing. I mean, you're in these positions, you should be telling people what's going on and not let them find out in the newspaper or find out on the news later and you're like, oh my God, what happened? We're going to let people know what's going on, what we're working on, what we're trying to improve on these podcasts. Can I commit you to do those?
Oh, absolutely.
Later? All right, I want to make sure because Bill's going to be like, man, I ain't got time. No, but if we get these positions, we'll take a day or two, maybe every couple of weeks or something, and put out some podcasts, let everyone know what we're doing and what accomplishments we've had, and keep everyone informed. People want to know, especially if they vote for us, they want to know what we're doing to help them in the communities, and we're going to put that out there. So,
sounds good.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Again, please share this video to everyone you know. The more you share it, the more the word's going to get out there, the more the change is going to happen for the better, okay? Everyone, thank you very much, and thanks for watching this, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Have a good day.
Thank you.